If you like this reading, as I always ask you, please like, subscribe, leave a comment if that's what you'd like to do. I don't mind. And I'm going to start your reading right now for Pisces. So the first card you have your past is the Two of Swords. Yes. Okay, I'm getting a sort of a strange feeling here. It sort of feels as if I'm in the middle of a sort of a stalemate, if that makes sense. I think this is about a love connection, and I think you're connected to someone, and there's a lot of attraction there. There's a lot of attraction between the two of you. There's also a separation, so it's sort of like, it's like a calm separation. You know, no one's talking to each other, but I'm getting this feeling that you like to talk to them and they like to talk to you as well. But either one of you is stubborn or both of you are stubborn. I don't mean to call you stubborn, but what I'm seeing is they don't want to be the first one to break down and say something, and you're the same. And you have a bit of a rocky past, I think, with these rocks that are behind this woman. I'm not seeing any great big arguments, but things weren't that smooth in your past. And I'm seeing some repetition here as well, so I think there might have been some repeated kind of low level, not so great behaviour on their part. They kind of kept on doing the same annoying thing or not so good thing. I'm not sure what that was, but something that they kept doing it again and again and again. There was a lot of thoughtlessness. I think you did try to explain this to them, but they weren't seeing or hearing what you were saying, or, you know, a bit like this woman with her blindfold on. But yeah, it wasn't as if this great big terrible thing happened. I think whatever happened between you was quite low key. I think there is going to be some kind of closure at some time. You know, it's not over yet. There's a half moon here. You know, it's not a new moon, it's not a full moon. So if this resonates, you are going to come back together again in some way. Now, it might just be that you're going to get closure, or it might be that you decide to get back together again. Whatever happens, you are going to talk again at some time in some way. I can't exactly see how or, you know, what the conversation is going to be about, but you are going to talk again. That's what I'm seeing. So the next card you have your pasts, the Ace of Swords. So yeah, you do complement each other. You know, you might be opposites in a lot of ways. You know, this card can be about, well, it can be about a lot of things, but it can be about opposites coming together, complementing each other. We've got symbols of male and female on each side of the sword. It doesn't mean that you have to be a male or a female. You can be whatever. But you are opposites. That's what I'm trying to say here. So, and it can be about clarity. This is the sword of clarity as well. So I think they might be the first one to break this silence, because I think this is a connection that's quite strong. And even though you're not talking, you're both probably thinking about each other. And I think it's going to be them, actually. And this might sound strange, but maybe you can feel that they're thinking about you, and they're probably feeling similar to you. They're feeling that about you. Now, I'm also seeing the possibility of this strengthening. But, you know, it depends on what happens in this conversation. I think you are going to have a conversation at some time. I'm seeing that again. But there are a lot of variables here. A lot of different things could happen. It depends on how you're feeling and how they're feeling, and whatever else happens on the day. So, you know, a lot of different things could happen. But this is what I can see. A conversation between you that leads to more clarity, and I'm seeing strength as well. I'm seeing a lot of strength around this. But I can't say whether you'll get back together or not, because what I'm seeing is, you know, I'm seeing this strength, and I'm seeing that you're strong together, but you're also strong as individuals. And that's probably why I was seeing you both as stubborn. But yeah, that's all I can really see right now. So I can only tell you what I can see. So the last card you have your past is the Chariot. Yeah, I think to try and take your mind off all of this relationship thing, I think you're quite work focused at this time as well, or you're trying to focus on that. You're efficient. You were getting to where you needed to go quite quickly and efficiently with this Chariot. I'm seeing you pushing ahead with something, and you were either by yourself, or maybe you're working on your own, or you were trying to work on your own, or you wanted to be on your own. You didn't want any interference, any interruptions. You might have had your headphones on while you were trying to work, or you might have had to go into a different room by yourself or something like that. But I still think you had this person, this love connection on your mind. I think you were probably still thinking about them all the time, and you're probably hoping that they were going to come back at some time. That was your hope. I'm just looking at this man, and he has a star in his head, and he has stars all around his head actually, and obviously stars can be about hoping, wishing. So, I don't think you meant for them to be on your mind all the time. They just were. And, I think they were there a lot. They were on your mind a lot. You were trying to concentrate on your work, and you were doing a good job of it. But this person just kept on kind of popping into your mind all the time. Probably first thing in the morning, last thing at night, and all the time actually. So that's what I'm seeing in that card. So the first card you have for your present is, the King of Pentacles. So, this person's still on your mind. But you're concentrating on more tangible things, things that you think you can control. So, work again. So you're good at your work. You know exactly what to do. I think you know how to get the results you want. I was seeing that in the Chariot, and that's here as well with the King of Pentacles. So, that's what you're concentrating on, what you can do, what you know that you can do. And I think people ask you questions at work. I think they ask you for advice sometimes, and maybe that's why I was seeing you having to go off by yourself, when you're trying to concentrate. But people look up to you at work. That's what I'm seeing here. And you're approachable as well. People can easily come to you. I'm also seeing a decision here. I think someone was trying to make you hurry up and kind of make this decision quickly. But you weren't being quick, you're being slow with this. You've been taking your time. I think this is something that might affect someone else, someone who's around you, someone who's close to you. So you had to keep them in mind. So you're being very careful. You'll probably be annoying this person a bit more actually, this person who's trying to make you hurry, because I think you're going to make a few modifications on this. I am seeing it dragging on for a bit longer. It might be a contract, it's something like that. And it's going to go backwards and forwards a bit, I think. You're going to make some changes, and then and then it's going to go backwards and forwards like that for a while. I think you'll both settle on something eventually, but you're being very careful about this. You're a bit like this king. He's very particular, so you're like that as well. You want things done in a certain way. You want to be 100% happy with the results, so you're making sure everything's all perfect. Some people might call you fussy. I wouldn't do that. I'd call you discerning, like this king. He knows what he wants. So you're going to keep on taking your time to make sure this is 100% perfect before you actually go ahead with this thing. It might be a contract, it might be something you have to sign. And I think you're doing the right thing if you're doing that. So the next card you have here present is the Page of Swords. Okay, sometimes this can be the spying card. It can be the defensive card sometimes, about being defensive. And I think this is about this love connection, and I think they're still thinking about you. I think they might be maybe not asking about you, but maybe they're just kind of mentioning you, sort of bringing you up in conversations with people, and maybe these people are mutual friends. Maybe they know about you and they're still talking to them. It's something like that. There's some connection between the two of you, and this person's kind of asking them things. Because they'd love to hear some news about you, I think, and they're also trying to find out, I think, if you're seeing anyone else, or if you're interested in anyone else. all they have to do is talk to you and ask you if they want to know that, but they're not doing that. Not yet, they will, but at the moment, I think, they're still assessing things, they're still kind of analysing things in their mind, working out what they're going to do, when they're going to come back, what they're going to say, if they are, all of that kind of thing. I actually think they're probably doing the right thing not to be talking to you at this time, because I think they'd probably still be a little bit defensive if they did talk to you now. If you brought anything up in conversation, any problems, anything that's gone wrong or whatever, they probably jump to their own defense before they're actually thinking properly. So, they still have a lot of thinking to do before they can come forward. So I'm actually glad that they're still kind of not doing that yet, but they will. I keep on seeing that they will. So the last card you have your presence, the Lovers. Now, I'm seeing a few different things here. I hope this is going to make sense. I actually think there might be some other pressure that was around this relationship the first time around. I'm seeing this coming from your side. Not from you, but there might have been some pressure from your side of the family, maybe, or maybe from friends of yours. Could be that. And when you have this talk, I think ultimately you are going to follow your heart. I know that sounds cringy, but that's what I'm seeing. And I think they're probably going to do the same as well. But you'll have to weigh up a few things. You'll have to, this card can be about choices. So you have a few different things to think about. So you do have these other influences around you, I think. So make sure you're making your own choices. If you want to listen to other opinions, that's fine. But this decision needs to be your own decision, because again, I keep on seeing all these outside influences here. So, and again, this card's obviously about the Garden of Eden, which is about the beginning of time. So I think what's probably going to happen is you are going to try to make a fresh start with them again. You're going back in time, back to the start of your relationship. So you're going to have a new relationship with them again. Now, I was seeing a lot of variables. Different things could still happen, but this is what this card's showing me, that you are probably going to start again with them. That's what I'm seeing now. So the first card you have for your future is the World. Okay, so I know I'm trying to be conservative, and I'm trying to say, oh, there are a lot of variables here, it might not happen, and it might not, but every card here is showing me that there is going to be some kind of fresh start between you and this person. And yeah, this card can be about that. It can be about big beginnings, big changes, traveling all around the world and coming right back around to the start again, right back to the beginning again. Now, if this all resonates and this all happens, I think you're going to be quite mindful of taking things slowly, because I think you are going to be, you're going to be a bit careful of not losing your head, if that makes sense. If you look at this woman, she's kind of floating around in the sky, and she's carrying these two wands, and it's all very magical and floaty and up in the air. So I think you're going to try to kind of tame this down as much as you can, and sort of make sure your head's in the right place, so you don't get kind of carried away with this. You want this to happen, and so do they, but there were problems. I was seeing a lot of rockiness in the Two of Swords, and also they weren't listening to you. There was that as well, and there was stubbornness there as well. So I think, you're taking your time with this. I think it's the right thing for you to do, and I think you'll both be doing that as well. I think you'll both be feeling very happy about this when this all happens, but sort of cautiously happy but with caution. That's what I'm seeing. So the next card you have for your future is the Three of Pentacles. Okay, so I'm seeing something completely different here. I'm seeing a work situation. So I think you might be putting in some extra time at work, actually. And I don't think you're going to be all that happy about that. You're good at your work. I'm seeing that all over this. And I'm not seeing any huge problems at work. You're fine there. But I think this extra work might be because of some kind of mistake, or because someone's a bit careless at something like that. And yeah, there's a lot of bad feeling around this. It's not good. A lot of annoyance, understandably. And I'm not seeing... Yeah, there's a bit of secrecy around this. There's a bit of secrecy as well. Someone might not be owning up to something. Maybe someone's made a mistake and they're not owning up to it. It might be something like that. And everyone else in the workplace kind of has to fix up this mistake, or, work long hours to fix up whatever this is. I think you'll probably have an idea of who this is, but I don't think you'll say anything. I'm not seeing any clear evidence around this, so maybe it's that but there's no evidence, or maybe you're just choosing not to say anything. I don't know why that is. But yeah, everyone's just going to have to deal with whatever this problem is. And I don't normally talk about time frames, but I don't think this is going to happen this month. I think it'll probably be next month when this happens. But yeah, it's going to be really frustrating. I can't pretend it isn't going to be. You're just going to have to cope with this. So sorry about that. Don't blame me. It's not my fault. So the last card you have for your future is the Queen of Swords. Sorry, it sounded like I had a peg on my nose. I didn't. I just touched my nose. Okay, so the Queen of Swords. So obviously she has a sword up. She has her guard up. So I think there is going to be some resistance coming from someone around you. And I think I've seen that in the Lovers card. So it's either going to be a family member, or it might be coming from a friend, or it might be more than one person. And this resistance is going to be around this relationship. So someone's not happy with this relationship. I don't know why that is. And I think you're going to find yourself protecting this decision if you do end up back together with this person. So yeah, I think you'll probably have to be quite hard line on this resistance, this interference, because, if something was a problem when you were together the first time, and if it still festers and it's not dealt with, these kinds of things can cause even bigger problems the second time around, because you still have the old memories there of the old problem, and old problems can sort of come crashing onto the new fresh start that you're trying to create together. So I hope that makes sense. So if that resonates, if this is resonating and it does happen, you do decide to get together, you have this resistance, people start saying things like, oh, you shouldn't be doing that, don't go back together with this person, I don't like this about them, I don't like that, blah, blah, blah. I think you're going to have to be like this queen, actually. You're going to have to guard against any of that. You're going to have to be quite hard line. If you make the decision to get back together again, you might have to say, look, I'm not going to hear anything about this relationship. I've made this decision, and so once I've made this decision, that's it. I'm not going back. So there's no point in talking about this. You might have to say something like that. So yeah, I'm just seeing that potential problem there. So that just watch out for that. But I'm going to stick my neck out and I'm going to say that you are probably going to get back together. But I'm not saying definitely. What I am definitely saying is you are going to have some kind of talk with them again. That's what I'm seeing. So Pisces, I hope this resonated, but as you know, general readings can't always resonate with everyone. But again, if you like this reading, please like, subscribe, leave a comment if you'd like to, and thank you so much for watching.